welcome to episode 1574 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, October 24th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. If you need more Hard Factor, don't forget, speaking of Patreon, we have the Halloween themed trivia this Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. Get in there. It's fun.
Are we going to see Alien West?
It's possible.
Wait, the mask. Yeah.
I have to cut a hole in my mouth.
Right, because no one will be able to hear you. Yeah. Also, please turn your auto downloads back on for Hard Factor wherever you're listening to this free show right now, because podcast platforms made a change recently that really fucked over daily shows. So we would greatly appreciate it if you could just anytime slip that auto download back on if you feel like it, because it would help us out.
Yeah,
that's right.
It doesn't hurt you. Just auto download it. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Just hit that, set that auto download up.
Yeah, and they'll just keep turning it off because that's how they're fucking us over. Today in the news, we're talking secret cameras in your cruise room. Whoa. Boeing bloopers, epic phone drops, deadly potlucks, and other murderers, and more.
Yeah, it's
stacked.
It's stacked. Yeah.
Also, you might be wondering why I'm wearing a Hornets jersey, guys.
Why are you?
Because I've got some Hornet news too. It's gonna be mixed in there.
Oh man.
Okay.
So funny. I just ordered a sweatshirt today, and you show up with some Hornets gear. We're gonna be Hornets.
What's the news? Someone added us to the notable alumni section of the Wikipedia.
No, we're not in there, but we are covering Hornet news today. So I just figured, why not?
They win states?
No, they're not.
No.
I think the sports are still.
We'll be added to the notable alumni section of the Wikipedia before that ever happens, Mark.
Okay. All right.
Certainly in football, it seems like, but
Did you know? Did I tell you this? Ben Gibbard from Postal Service went to Herndon. And Death Cab
See
for
the lead
Cutie.
singer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't know that.
Year.
Probably, he didn't graduate, but he was a freshman, a sophomore there, maybe like 92, 93.
He didn't graduate high school or Herndon?
From Herndon.
Okay.
He didn't graduate from Herndon.
Pat, are you regularly checking the Wikipedia for notable alumni from Herndon?
Not regularly. I mean, I've
Like
checked
quarterly?
probably six times in my life, is my guess.
6 times?
Today's the
I'd say
day.
4 times. Never. I would never expect to be on there. That's not why I'm checking.
It's like getting a letter back from NASA if you get into the space program.
You're on there, man. I mean, that's if you come across a high school Wikipedia, the first thing that I do is go to the notable alumni section. First thing I do. Would you guys agree?
I don't think I've ever.
When I come
No.
across a high school
Wikipedia,
Wikipedia, first thing I do.
Well, you guys act like I'm a freak show, man.
Not saying that. I just more to Wes's point. I don't know how many high school Wikipedia pages.
Well, here's what I like to do on them. I like to see where concentrations of talent were. So, like, I like to see like if one high school had like a dominant football team. So, if someone's like, "Oh, I went to
geographical research."
If I went to this high school, then I'll go check and be like, "Oh," and then I'll see, "Oh, there's 6 other NFL players that went to this high school. Oh, we're any on the same team? That'd be cool. That'd be interesting." I like to think about that. Like someone was talking about Dunbar High School, for example, had no, it was not Dunbar. It was fucking the rich kid private school in DC.
Yeah, Caleb Williams School, where like all those NFL players.
Anyway, like there was like 9 starting defensive and offensive NFL players.
And it was like DeMatha or Gonzaga.
It was DeMatha.
Yeah, they give those kids scholarships. And
O'Connell.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, like some of the good players from Herndon, our high school, would get scholarships to go to like one of those better schools, like magnet schools, right? Like closer to DC. Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. So now that you guys can see that it's a thing to do.
We'll consider it.
I can't wait.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. We're
Take us away, Mark.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so update on a psycho dummy that we covered in the past a while back. Now this is North Dakota's own Ina Canoyer. She just got sentenced.
Looks like a ghost.
You sure it's not just Neuer?
Her boyfriend sure looks. No, it's Kenoyer. So
Turned the boyfriend into a ghost. I remember this.
he turned his boyfriend into a ghost, Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Kenyer, maybe.
It's Ken and then Oyer.
Okay, yeah, that's tough.
Kenoyer.
That's what I said.
Is it Kenoyer?
Pat wasn't accepting it. I think it's Kenoyer. But do you remember what she did besides like how she killed her boyfriend, Stephen Riley Jr.?
Poison, wasn't it?
And why? Yeah, antifreeze. It was the classic.
She held a gun to his head and was like, pronounce my name correctly.
Yeah, she's like Rumpelstiltskin. Good luck guessing her name. She did the old antifreeze in his favorite drink, the iced tea or whatever, a classic. Just kept a little more antifreeze,
poison.
a little more antifreeze in the iced tea. And he was like, wow, your tea making skills have gotten worse, but I still love you, Kenoyer.
Still thirsty.
And
She poisoned him. Didn't she poison him for like a really long time too? It was like she was poisoning the shit out of him.
I don't think it was that long because you'll hear what it was over. This is the most interesting part. It was all over money, which is not that interesting. But Ina and Steven thought that Steven had inherited $30 million.
That's right.
And in fact, he was just getting like Jamaican Prince scammed. Someone was like, a rich relative of yours died and he doesn't have any closer relatives and you've inherited his $30 million estate. All you have to do is come sign some paperwork and pay a couple fees. And they were like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
That's the 419 scam in the Nigerian criminal code. It's mostly Nigerians that do it.
Right, exactly. And this was like a relative estate thing. Like it was just a twist on a scam. And
it's the same thing as the prince though, right? Yeah.
It's the same theory. Like you pay them money to set up the paperwork and everything, and then you get the 30 million.
Yeah. They promise you a little bullshit and then they take all your money.
Right. So
yeah.
I hate to call him a dummy because he got murdered, but the two dummies, right? They're like they think they've inherited.
They fell for the scam. Both of them fell so hard.
He couldn't taste antifreeze in his tea. He's a dummy.
No, you can't taste antifreeze
right?
in your tea. If you
It's
get,
I don't even need my coat today. What's going on?
But he also couldn't see her rubbing her hands together in the corner, staring at him. Like, look, so they're like telling people about
this. Tea tastes tingly.
I'm all warm.
They're like telling people about this, and they're like, like they've already like spent the money. They probably were like literally and figuratively have already like spent the money, and they're meeting with lawyers, like estate lawyers. Like they really bought into it.
None of the lawyers were like, "Have you checked into this?"
Not before he was murdered, Will. So Ina Kenoyer killed him, thinking that she would inherit the $30 million. Another twist to show how stupid she is. They weren't married. I don't know. I think she thought they were like somewhat common law married because they lived together, but they weren't. And I think when we looked into this, like the North Dakota law doesn't have this, and she was never going to get this money that never existed by killing him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she killed him though, because like she could just divorce him, right?
She was married to him.
Not married.
No, but if she was married to him, she could have just divorced him and walked with it, right? But like she know if she left him or if they broke up because they weren't married, she wasn't going to get it.
So, listen, she did some bad research, or someone gave her some terrible information.
Yeah, this guy had a daughter who testified at the sentencing trial, so like she wasn't going to get the money.
Right.
Yeah, she's done.
Yeah. So, anyways, they had a trial where everyone heard how stupid Ina is, and she was just sentenced to 50 years in jail this week. She will serve 25. It's something called serve first 25. I guess it's like 50-50, and then the last 25 suspended to assume if she's not poisoning anyone.
She's gonna be super old after 20. She's already pretty.
Yeah, she's already pretty old.
She's dead.
Yeah, judging by the back of her head, I wouldn't date her.
Happy trails, Ina.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess not happy trails. Get out of here. Get the fuck into the jail. You poisoned your boyfriend.
Not our brightest.
She's been drinking antifreeze.
Right.
Yeah. Blue.
Oof. Bonus dog. Weird couples related crime. This one's also very bizarre. Meet Texas couple Hannah Ahmed Alalema and her husband Omar Mohammed Bishtawi. Nailed it. Texas couple.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Out here in Texas?
Yeah.
Great pronunciation.
I don't know about that.
But they live in Austin.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's that thing on your head, lady? Take that thing off your head, all right?
You know,
Let me
it's
see your
hot
hair.
here, right?
Yeah.
I want to see your hair.
It's like you guys read the article. Hannah, Hannah was having an affair with a man who has chosen to remain anonymous out of
Whoa.
fear of safety for his
Hannah?
life. Anonymous. Hannah and her anonymous lover, because he's afraid that he's still in jeopardy of losing his life.
I bet he is.
Yeah.
So,
Wasn't
You think
she
this guy
in
think that-
trouble to being beheaded?
right? Yeah, you think this guy might be a little upset?
they're both in trouble, Wes.
Yeah.
He might be into it, the husband, because you'll hear. So what happened here was Hannah and this guy who's anonymous who was also married. They were having an affair, and they happened to live in the same like apartment complex. That's probably how they met. Obviously in separate units with their respective spouses, and allegedly what they would do is meet up in the Target parking lot across the street from their apartment complex and fuck at night.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
That chick's fucking in a car. That's
In the hijab, that's wild, right?
Oof.
Like, yeah.
she's given a hijab.
Yeah, she is. Ooh, buddy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 'Cause- yeah.
she gives a mean hijab.
Yeah, she does. So they're banging the Target parking lot, slashing prices or whatever the Target slogan is, right in the center or whatever. And the husband of or the wife of the anonymous guy finds out. And she's like, "You're fucking this chick in the Target parking lot. Please stop. Like, no, this is not okay." So
Okay.
the anonymous guy's like, "Hey, listen, nah, I gotta break it off.
Breaks it
off. I got busted. I gotta break it off. Okay, sorry. No
Well,
more Target."
before I do, let me just break it off one last time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One for the road, you know. And so that happens. They break it off. 3 months go
Okay.
by, and now this anonymous guy alleges that she's harassing him the whole 3 months for sex and stuff, which sure checks out probably. He was landing on her pretty good, but they're not hooking up for 3 months. All of a sudden, this happens recently where he goes to get Chick-fil-A, which is also next to the Target.
Near
It's
the
like-
Target.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to get Chick-fil-A, and she's like stalking him, and he goes in to get his food, and she parks her car next to his and waits for him to get out with the food, and she ushers him over, and he's like, "Oh, god damn it. Hey,
Fucker in this
hey,
chick-
nah."
Mhm.
And then she's like, "Come on, get in the car. I have to talk to you. Get in the car." And he's like, I don't really want to. Remember my wife and stuff, and we're not doing this anymore." She's like, "Just get in the car. Get in the car. Put your food in the car. It smells good." So he gets in the car, and she drives off, and he's like, "What's happening?" And as
Okay.
she's driving off, from behind a sheet in the back seat, husband Omar pops out and gets him in a stranglehold and puts a gun to his head, and he's like, you will not dishonor my wife, and
Okay.
He saw the sheep back there, and he goes, "We're gonna have sex through that."
exactly.
So Omar
Change your clothes.
I don't see a hole in that sheet.
Is he gonna allow, does he want to watch now? What's Omar's motivation here?
Well, what happened was after Omar got in the chokehold, the guy's like, "This is real bad," so he tries to get out of the car, and he does eventually, but not before Omar popped him twice.
Oh.
One bullet went in his thigh. That was the worst shot. He would have bled out like Sean Taylor style, but they got him to they flew him to a
Damn.
hospital in time, and he lived. Now that's why he's like, I'm still afraid of these two. And the husband said he literally did it because he dishonored his wife, and I agree with him. I wouldn't say he honored his wife.
No.
So
Maybe
Omar,
she wanted to be dishonored. Maybe you're not dishonoring her enough.
Right. I think he
Right.
might have liked it though. Like I think he was more mad that the guy broke
he
it off
stopped.
with her. Yeah.
Now I have
was
to honor
dishonoring
her.
Yeah.
Dishonor her.
That's- it seems weird.
That's a fun
Okay.
marriage from here on out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they're both
Well, they're going to
in,
be in
like,
jail for the rest of their life.
She's an
Those are 10 years.
accomplice to attempted murder, and he's an attempted
Kidnapping
murder.
and attempted murder is at least
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How good
I
at
mean,
sex
it's
is that guy? You know,
Yeah. Very.
Just
Guy's
slightly
way
better than
more-
her husband.
quite
At
a
least
situation.
slightly better than her husband.
Right.
And her husband seems like he's accepted it, but now, he's got to be at home with her, and she's like, I wish I was getting banged by the other guy, anonymous. And he's like, I know, we got to do something about this dishonoring. So they can They got the scheme going.
Could either behead you or shoot your lover. Which one?
Right, it was either-
I think it was the ultimatum. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, basically, look, it's either you or him.
Right.
So you're either gonna kidnap him for me, or it's gonna be you.
That's very possible. I thought about that too. Like he was like, "I'll forgive you if we kill him."
Yeah.
Yep. That
All
was
right.
Omar's thought process. I'm pretty sure.
So a couple.
What town in Texas was that? Did it say?
I mean, I didn't look it up. I figured it was Austin, like everyone
Dallas
else.
area. That's Dallas area.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know.
Do you guys notice anything about my shirt?
It's nice.
It looks
it's
damn
real
good.
nice.
It's an XL, and I've fatted into double XLs, but then I unfatted into an XL with True Classic.
Yep.
Because True Classic fits a big guy right. It's not too big. It's not too tight. I mean, to be honest with you, double XLs didn't really fit me right anyway because I got an XL body. I just got my belly got a little bit bigger, so they were too short in the back. But these true classics, man, the XL fits me perfect. Oh, it fits perfect. It's so soft. It's got a great material. It's as light as an undershirt, but you can wear it out as a regular shirt. It's pretty fantastic. And they also they sent us these kind of like PJ jogger pants, which I've never worn a pair of these before, and I realized they're very masculine, but it's like what
Very
women have been
relaxing.
getting by with for forever, like having comfort pants, right? But they're like, they look like dudes' pants, but they're as comfortable as like a lady's pants. And I'm like, why did we just now get into this? Why was this deprived from men forever?
No longer.
It's fantastic, bro. And their boxer briefs are also magnificent.
Yes.
Yeah, the t-shirts come in 3, 6, or 9 packs. They're premium products, and they're pretty affordable, totally reasonable. They got a lot of fall must-haves and some. Did you get your hoodie yet, Wes?
Not yet. Nope, not yet.
But Wes
on
is
its
going
way.
to.
on
Wes
its
got his
way.
True Classics, and he said, "Man, I need to get some of their outerwear."
Listen, I've been a customer before they were a sponsor. That's how good they are. So that tells you.
Yeah, it's like a tailored fit, man. It's like you know how rich guys, super rich guys will get.
Wes
their
isn't
t-shirts?
only a member; he's the president.
He's
right.
the president. Super rich guys will get their t-shirts tailored. Who can afford that?
Right.
You can get that same type of fit with True Classic right now. And fall is here, guys. It's time to step up your game. Right now, you can unlock big savings when you bundle packs. Just go to our exclusive link, trueclassic.com/hardfactor to save. That's trueclassic.com/hardfactor. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today. I really can't recommend these things enough. I also was a customer before they became a sponsor. And dude, honestly, I seek them out. Like when I'm going through my t-shirts, normally I'm just wearing a black t-shirt most days. I'm like, okay, no, not wearing the Hanes, not wearing that one. Where's the classic? And then I say, Kate, where's the classic?
Where's my True Classics?
I get angry at my other shirts now. I cuss at them.
Right.
Oh,
I
the
just
fit is just so inferior. Yeah.
I'm trying
I
to
throw
punch
mine
holes
away.
in 'em so I can throw them away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck
Samesies.
them in the trash.
Man, men's fashion just has really just taken a leap from a technological perspective over the last couple of years. And True Classics
for
on the
us.
cutting edge.
Good for us.
Let's talk about
Pat, West Texas. West Houston.
West
West
Texas.
Houston. West Houston. West Houston.
West Houston. Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about a woman who had who got herself in a very precarious situation down in Australia back on October 12th. Remember, it's their summer down there. Okay.
Right.
And 23-year-old.
Did she get stuck in the dryer or something?
No, I'm
I see
stuck.
those.
Oh no,
I see those all the time now.
she got stuck in the dryer. She's in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Might want to just leave that last sock. You know what I mean? You don't need to get it out.
Now what you did? What you did?
She didn't get stuck in the dryer, but that's a funny spin on this, Will. So keep that in mind. No, she was going out with her a hike with her girlies, and her and her girlies kicked off. They kicked off on some Bacardi, some Coca-Cola mixed in there, some Smirnoff,
Party time.
some Malibu rum, and some Ciroc. No Diddy.
Damn, that's a table party right there.
Her and her 3 girls. She's young. She's 23. You know what you're doing when you're 23. Everything that you do has a drinking element to it. So they're like, let's go on a hike.
Drinking and fucking
Hammered. We could go on the hike.
Get a little hammered first. So that's what they did. They went on a hike and
a little wine walk.
She was cruising, and this isn't a straight
Cruise.
beginner hike, okay? There was some serious rocks and boulders in this hike. They're probably out like a national park or something.
All right.
And, like most 23-year-old girls, she's just on her phone. And maybe she stepped the wrong way or wasn't looking, but before she knew it, her phone had slipped down a crevice, guys, stuck between two boulders. These boulders were about 9 feet deep, this crevice.
Ooh.
And
9
she said,
crack. And she
said,
goodbye.
"Oh,
phone.
no." She said, "Oh, no." Like,
no.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. Because her phone was down there, dude. And I got to ask what you guys would do in this situation if you were out there and
try to get one of my friends to get it.
yeah, you try to get a friend. Let me put the picture of her and her friends up
Yeah, try to get the skinniest friend or something
Pat,
to get it. Like,
the one in the back.
Pat, let's see.
Yeah, the one in the
Pat,
back.
yeah, she's the skinniest. Let's see the crack though. Let's see the crack again, real quick.
All right, here's the crack.
Let me see the crack. Okay, I'm thinking you got to try a stick. You got to try to fish it out with a stick.
It's 9 feet deep, though, Will.
But can you see it at all? Like if you put a flashlight in there?
Oh, she could see it for sure. She
you
could
got
see
to
the
get
crevice.
a stick in there. You got to try to wedge it out. Like it's the deepest couch cushion in the world, and you just get a huge stick. Like maybe even cut a branch down. Try to get that.
I'm blowing the next guy that comes along the trail for it. That's what I'm doing. If I'm in that situation.
Wait, if you're
That's a good call too.
as
Look,
Wes
he's got
or as
some
Matilda?
rappelling gear.
as
matter.
Matilda, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
As a drunk 23-year-old girl, I'm offering a blowjob to the next guy on the trail.
So, but yeah, because to Will, you can't do
got
your
some
thing,
good
Will,
gear,
because
maybe.
the stick needs a scoop. Like you've seen the Sandlot, you can't just.
So you could just
move it around. You need like a
nudge it
little
out,
basket at the end of that stick.
nudge it out of the crevasse. There's got to be.
Where's it going to go? It's got to go
somewhere.
up 9 feet in the air. You
The
can't
edge
nudge
of
it.
the boulders. There's two boulders next to each other. You get it to the edge of the boulders.
But then you have to still crawl down the boulders. Your arm's not
Pop it
9
out.
feet long.
Well, no, because you get it out to the edge, and then you could get it to reaching edge.
9
reaching
feet
edge
deep.
point.
Your arm
The
can
side
go
of the
9
boulder.
feet.
No, because the boulders have have an end to them. They're not just.
Pat,
infinite
explain this to
boulders.
him.
Guys, the only tool that's going to work in this situation is the tool they have in some automotive garages, which is a telescoping stick with a magnet on the end of it. That's the
Right,
only
there you
thing
go.
that's getting this
So I'm
thing out.
saying, if you
Take
put a little
the
basket
magnet
at the
to
end
the
of the stick,
boom, you're done.
But Matilda didn't have that tool, and again, she was hammered drunk. So what did she do? She went right after that crevice, guys, and you could see,
Look at
you see her feet there.
oh
Yeah.
my God.
That
Dude,
is
she dove in.
stressful, bro. How stressful is that shit?
That's making me anxious.
So assume that she is 5 feet something, right? She is hanging upside down all the way down at the bottom of a 9-foot fucking crevice. You could, in this photograph, you could see her feet.
Her heel got stuck on
Which, by the way,
rock.
this story is blowing up, and those feet are getting the internet fucking horny because they're posting pictures
Weird.
like this of like
Well, it's
cute,
back to that
cute-
stuck porn thing.
right, cute
Yeah, but that's-
23-year-old Matilda, and
I
then a
don't know
picture
about that.
next to that with
Is
her
that
feet.
she's in dire danger. There's got to
The wrong guy comes across that scenario. And you're getting messy.
Boy, that's
Oh no!
Well, look,
that's tough.
I set up a profile.
here.
I set up a profile under Wes's name on wikifeet.com, and I added it.
Wiki feet.
Oh, yeah. Now I have
Oh, you
two.
can make some money on that pic.
Yeah, no, Wes has to. It links to what high school the feet went to too. No, dude, it's fucking nuts. So her friends tried for about
Definitely a notable alumni now.
Well, it ups the foot fetish game like times 1,000. Now they got to get real creative with the pics if this is out there.
Oh, dude, she's aware of it too. We'll get to that in a second. So her friends tried for an hour to get her out, but by the way, it was a fucking long time to be hanging upside down. An hour, dude. She definitely has never seen 127 hours.
Foot fetish hiking group walks by.
Oh no!
Dude, there's definitely some people.
Hey, mates.
There's definitely some people whose computer backgrounds are her feet upside down.
Dude, I mean this photo comp of like a cute picture of her and then her feet was posted by like every news outlet in the world.
Oh.
And dude, what's even weirder is like I'll get to some pictures, but Matilda got out. Okay, she got out, luckily. But she like posted some of her injuries, and they're like weirdly thirst trappy. Hold on 1 second. There's something weird going on.
She posted the aftermath pics with the booze pics, so she's maximizing the impact here for social.
Right. So yeah, authorities had to come in and remove a boulder. They built like I guess it would be like kind of like if you were building a gallows or something. They built like a brace, essentially a wooden brace box, and then put a winch in the middle of it, and then pulled the boulder out.
Johnny,
look, Mark, there's an edge to the boulder. Sometimes you push it all the way out to the edge.
I see. Johnny Sin shows up in a construction outfit.
I heard someone is stuck. The boulder they pulled out was 1,100 pounds. That's fucking stressful as shit as well, right? Like, how do you crush her? It could crush her. She said, "I want to give the biggest shout out to my friends and the team that worked so hard to get me out. I'm forever thankful, as most likely I would not be here today. I love you guys. You mean the world to me." And then she also posted, "Oh my gosh, my feet pics are all over the internet." She said, "It's safe to say I'm the most accident-prone person ever. I'm okay, just have some injuries I'm recovering from. No more rock exploration for me for a while." Check these. So this is from the same post. She posted how the night started, followed by the injury pics.
In the towel. Yeah.
In the towel. And let's see, this one is interesting. And then this final one.
Oh, wow. Straight up booty.
Yeah.
Her butt. Yep.
All right.
So
hey, she's not scared to show it off.
It's that's another fetish.
Yep. No, I thought it was gonna be horny dudes on there.
Covered a lot of
It's just judgmental moms. Sherry Murray Head said, "You did injure yourself. Well, there you go. That should give you some time to think about your absurd attempt to rescue your phone. A good parent would be exhilarated that you're okay, but also livid that you would do something so ridiculous. It's not cute or funny in the slightest. And the puncture picture of your body suspended between rocks by your feet should be a living document of when you were young and not thinking logically."
Yeah, her husband won't shut up about this chick probably.
But then Sherry walked away from the computer, got a drink, and said, "You know what? I'm not done," and came back with this comment.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, the world is ecstatic you were safe and didn't hurt yourself. Next time, though, leave the damn phone at home or safely zipped in a pocket so rescuers can be used for real emergencies. Your phone dropping down a crevice isn't an emergency. It is foolish, and the cost of the rescue team and hours spent digging you out, or the cost a lot more than your cell phone you couldn't retrieve. Or, better yet, bring a chaperone, someone a bit more mature and knowledgeable, who would have prevented the silly idea that you could retrieve your phone from the crevice, like an experienced rock climber during impromptu bareback crevice diving. You endanger yourself in a thoughtless moment, and I'm sure had you stopped and gave it some thought, rationale surely would have kicked in. In its absence, stick to flat surfaces for the time being.
Oh, wow. She's like a rock climbing hardo.
And then she came back with another comment.
Shit.
Was anyone commenting back to Sherry, telling her to chill out?
No one's commented.
Sherry, chill, bro. Sherry.
Hey.
Put the bruised ass pick up again, will you, Pat? No, just kidding.
Yeah,
It really got her. Really got her. That rock really got her. So Pat, yes, you bring up a good point. A lot of the public comments are judgmental from women. I have a feeling it's a little bit different in the DMs.
A lot of dudes sharing, a lot of feet dudes sharing that in their private
100%.
text. Yeah. A lot of feet dudes sending that one back.
A lot of "I'm so glad you're okay" is in the DMs, and then followed by a dick picture.
right. Yeah, it's crazy.
As Wes was saying, imagine if you were a feet/bruises dude. And then I mean, it's sending you to
You're
the moon.
flying there to kidnap her right now.
You're calling out of work.
Yeah.
What's this one? Oh, that's not supposed to be there.
That's her too.
Her in a bikini. Yeah, her IG doesn't disappoint. Anyway, she's safe and sound. Thank gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you guys setting up a bunch of cameras around the boulders? Anyway,
man, if we see this pop up on Pornhub in the next month, we know what inspired it.
Yeah. Someone gets stuck in the crevice.
Well, look, she should take full advantage and just start being a foot fetish. I mean, God knows I would.
Lots of guys suggested that in the comments.
Yeah,
Right.
Why not? Yeah, these are the most famous feet in the world right now.
She could quit her job today start with that profile pic of the feet stuck in the crevice, and then just post once a week different foot
Look,
things.
The world is her oyster now, and
right.
she doesn't have a rap sheet like Lieutenant Dan. So I mean, she's probably going to take advantage of it.
That's right. All right. Let's move on. Got a double. I'm gonna try to make it short. I'm calling Filipinos on the clock. Okay, and it involves Filipinos getting themselves into a bit of trouble while at work. First up is this guy, Filipino and former Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas employee Arvin Joseph Marisol, who was conducting his own symphony in the staff bunks every night. As he checked the footage he had gathered from his hidden cameras that he was placing in guest rooms, and his main targets of this hidden
symphony of lotions.
he was
He's got
conducting
all the bottles in use.
Yeah, he's conducting his ceiling with his penis. So his main target, unfortunately, and sickeningly, was children. And it's important to note that Arvin, like Diddy, is a pedophile. In fact, last month, he pleaded guilty to producing child porn, was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the images he collected in those hidden cameras placed in guest rooms, which was easy for him to do because he was a cabin attendant, which meant he could get into all the guest rooms he wanted to make sure they were in order, or to make sure that the camera was well hidden and recording.
Here you go, Arvin. Here's the key to playing all the cameras you want.
Yeah.
How do you stop this if
want.
you're Royal
This
Caribbean?
is my dream job.
Like
You don't.
How do you prevent? There's got to be a way you can fucking prevent this, dude.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, better background checks maybe, but
I
you know,
think
everyone commits their first offense at some point. You know what I mean?
I think the problem is like the last guy to check if he's got the fetish, you're fucked. Like you hire the cabin inspectors to check for cameras, but then if the guy that's checking for cameras is the camera planter,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, this,
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Anyway,
He didn't have the record before he got the job, right? Like they didn't.
I doubt it. I don't think it's that bad, but
Well, the technology might not have existed before you got the job. The technology is so advanced these days. Cameras get so small. They gotta figure something out.
yeah, there's
check
well,
on
you need like scanners to bring with you on vacation to scan your room for fucking.
Yes. I get freaked at like Airbnbs about this but I wouldn't even think about it. A cruise cabin.
Oh, but it's the perfect place.
Oh, it's the
I know.
best place. Constant
It
rotation of people. Anyway,
You're always
he
naked in
also
there.
he also liked to take risks, and if he couldn't and when he couldn't find a good hiding place for the camera, he himself crawled into the hiding place under the beds and would then film them shower. In all, he filmed over 1,000 people and uploaded the footage to the dark web and other sites. And now, thanks to Arvin, Royal Caribbean has themselves a class action suit because on February 25th, when the guest found this camera, reported security, and they're like, "Oh, it's Arvin." They like detained them at like Fort Lauderdale when they got to port, but they didn't tell any of the guests that had sailed. They became aware of this problem, I guess, in March 2023 when a hidden camera was found in a public bathroom, and Arvin
It said Arvin on it.
Yeah.
Property of Arvin.
Return to Arvin.
Arvin did this for 3 months over 12 cruises and 960 passengers, but they didn't alert any of the passengers that had maybe stayed in Arvin's rooms. So now they've got a huge.
They try to be quiet about it.
Added to that, Wes, they didn't welcome any lawsuits, is what they did.
No, they certainly
Well, in the end, they still got the lawsuit.
They got the bigger lawsuit in the end.
So yeah. So now they've got,
this room's on discount, and I'll tell you why.
Arvin was in here.
Yeah.
We've turned this thing upside down. Haven't found a camera yet.
Yeah, we think we found the cameras, but we're gonna give you a discount.
Honey, you remember when we took that cruise on Symphony of the Seas in January? Was there a little Filipino guy roaming around our room? If there was, you might be able to get on this class action lawsuit because you or your kids' naked bodies might be on the dark web.
I'm looking at ZDNet, which is a pretty good tech website, and they're recommending a hidden camera finder for $50.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
How does the tech work on that?
So if it's depending on how they're transmitting, but it's probably an RF detector or a wireless signal detector.
Yeah, some kind of tech. Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah, they got stuff to detect.
Yeah. Real quick, moving on to Maryland for a good-hearted Filipino. He pulled a Frank Costanza and nearly killed his coworkers when he decided to show off his Filipino heritage and bring a famous Filipino dish for everyone in the factory to try. I don't know if you guys have had it. It's delicious. It's called pancit. Rice noodles, vegetables. It's great. You can get it here in Austin anyway. Anyway, it's it's nice. You're from another country. You're trying to do something nice. Hey, I'll bring my national dish in for everyone to try.
Yeah.
And he did. And everyone jumped at the opportunity to try this delicious noodle dish, 46 people. And then 46 people became deathly ill with food poisoning not long after the smiling Filipino dished it out in the parking lot, which was very prevalent in the article. The factory, NAFCO Seafood in Maryland, said, hey, this didn't take place in the factory. It took place in the parking lot. Or at least that's what they told the employees to say. Yeah. Yeah.
So he used like old shrimp or something?
They think it was chicken that had the bad food poisoning.
Was he trying to get a raise?
Car all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So they were like, you little
morale. I guess I get the promotion.
Yeah. The incident has also started a race war at the factory between the Asians and the Latinos that work there, with the Latinos claiming that the pancit was a deliberate poisoning, and they've promised to seek revenge once they're all better. So,
pancit, I bet that's what you'd like, isn't it, Arvin?
Yeah. And then, of course, on Facebook, people were like, and this is why I don't do potluck anymore and haven't for years, because people are dirty and you never know who's dirty and what they're serving you and the animals are on the counters and all this.
They were proven right. They were proven right in this case, unfortunately.
Honey, did you see a little Filipino on the cruise ship running around? I thought they were all Filipinos.
No, that one was Mexican. Yeah, no. So,
oh, God, I tipped him.
Yeah, Wes coming after the Filipinos. I mean, they did commit some atrocities there.
Hey, look, they're celebrating Christmas over there for 4 months. They're fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah. Might be a little rainy right now, but they're fine.
We used to talk with producer Eric, who's in the Philippines, about how they're kind of like the Florida man of Asia a little bit.
Right, but he did so much damage to pancit. Now 46 people are going to word of mouth how don't try it,
Yeah.
No, it's bad for Filipino food.
It's really good, though. I highly recommend it.
All right. Well, I'd still try it as long as that dude didn't cook it. Okay, let's move it along to the last segment of the day. It's going to end with Hornets, like I promised at the top, but it starts with Boeing. Okay, you got to give it to Boeing. Just when you thought things couldn't possibly get worse, for the American aviation giant, they inevitably do every single time, at least for this last year or so. The most recent Boeing disaster came over the past weekend when an engineer came into work on Monday, October 22nd or 21st, this Monday, and discovered that their Intelsat 33E satellite, this is like an artist's rendition of it here, was completely smashed to pieces. So they came in from the weekend. They're like, oh, yeah, this satellite's dead. It's completely smashed, the Intelsat 33E. Boeing reported it as a total loss, and the Space Force was tracking it, at least 20 pieces of its carcass, immediately after the fiery explosion. And still no word on the exact cause, but the Intelsat 33E was only 7 years into use, and similar satellites are expected to last 15 to 20 years out in orbit out there. And the satellite supported communication services in Europe, Africa, and Asia. RIP to the IS 33E.
What's gone well for Boeing recently?
Nothing really.
What's the vibe like at work? Like everyone's on pins.
It's got to be bad.
Pins and needles, eggshells.
Pretty much as bad as the place that ate the pancit, every day. Yeah, it's got to be something like that. Other debris tracking services are seeing as many as 75 pieces of the 15,000-pound body of this satellite floating around in space. And apparently it had technical issues with the propulsion system. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Which had already brought its expected lifetime down to 12 and a half years from the 15, I guess it was before that. It only made it 7 in the end. Even more hilariously, the satellite before this one, the Intelsat 29E, also built by Boeing, only made it 3 years into the projected 15 to 20-year lifespan due to a wiring issue that led to overheating. So
these things found out they were Boeings and destroyed themselves to not suffer a worse fate.
There's not a product they make that is not just spontaneously combusting right now.
Do they make your toilets, Will?
No, my lids, maybe
Yeah,
so. Maybe the engineers, maybe for
Goddamn Boeing
engineers.
toilet. Keep breaking them.
And from the darkness of space to the darkness of an alcohol-induced blackout, I've got a new contender for the drinking king of the animal world because they simply cannot black out. I'm talking about the Oriental hornet right here. The one of the scientists said, "This is crazy," said study author Sophia Buccetti. Other animals that routinely eat fermenting fruits like fruit flies and tree shrews that we've covered on the show before cannot stomach more than 4% ethanol in their meals, according to Buccetti and her colleagues. And then another guy said in the study, he goes, in the beginning, we did the experiment with only 20% ethanol, and we were already amazed, said study author Iran Levin. And then the 80% ethanol figure is even harder to believe. And that's because the hornets, quote, seem to be completely unaffected. Both their behavior and lifespan remain unchanged, even at consuming a diet of 80% ethanol, aka hornets can literally survive on nothing but moonshine. Hornet.
What? All hornets or just this Oriental hornet?
Well, at least the Oriental hornet. And perhaps other hornets as well. Analysis of the genomes of several hornet species suggests that the insects have 2 to 4 copies of the gene that produces NADP+, which helps break down alcohol. The researchers think that this might help explain why the Oriental hornet and possibly other hornet species can handle such large quantities of alcohol. And I'd give you guys some funny comments about this one, but it's an Israeli study in 2024. So the comment section was a complete dumpster fire. You know, it was just nothing about the hornets drinking booze. It was just all, bullshit.
Tiller says just gets a little red after a few. Nice Asian drinking joke there.
Yeah.
Geez.
I feel like that one spans many races. He's hitting a lot of races with that.
Yeah, but there's like a technical term for it in the Asian community. I forget. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Well, but we should be happy because on the
called
flip side of
no
Asian flush. That's what it's.
That's
what they call it.
we should be happy though because I've never been more proud to be a Herndon Hornet. Our football team is 6-2 so far this season. The Hornets, great record for Herndon. We're usually horrible. 2 big games to close out the season: Marshall at home and Yorktown.
Yeah, check out our Wikipedia
at Marshall and then Yorktown. Yeah. We're not on the notable alumni list, but we hope to be one day.
I see PFT commenters, of course, but it mentions former Herndon High School football player. I mean, kind of.
He was a kicker for what, 1 or 2 seasons?
Yeah, backup kicker for a couple of years. I don't know if I'd put. I don't know if that's the first thing I'd put on for his Herndon days, but definitely should be on there.
Soccer should, to your point, soccer should be first.
Yeah,
but that's the pod. Maybe field hockey. You guys, Pat and him tried out field hockey. But you didn't make the team, right? Is it?
They didn't let us try out.
Yeah, they
didn't even let us audition.
It was the wrong era. Had you tried today, you would have got in. But that's the pod. Yeah, that's the pod. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Remember, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. You want to join us for trivia tomorrow night. Also, if you want to just get bonus podcasts, it's great over there. Discord chat access. Get at us. Join the community. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.